She saw me crying after my dog died and rolled her eyes. Men crying is such an ick. Be a man. It's just a dog. I replied, understood. Then I packed her bags, kicked her out, and donated her designer wardrobe to an animal shelter in my dog's name. When she asked for her Gucci belts back, Bruno died in my arms at 2:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. 11 years old. German Shepherd mix. Best friend I ever had. Got him right after my divorce when I was 24, broke, and living in a studio apartment that barely allowed pets. He slept on my chest that first night because I didn't have money for a dog bed yet. We grew up together. I'm 35 now, got my life together, own a small house, good job as a welder. Bruno got old, hips went bad, then his kidneys. Vet said it was time. I held him while they did it. Drove home alone, sat on the couch where he used to sleep. Cried like I hadn't cried since my mom died. That's when Karen walked in. She'd been my girlfriend for 14 months, moved in 6 months ago. She was 28, worked in retail management, spent most of her money on clothes and brunch. We split rent and utilities 50-50. I paid for the house stuff since it was mine. She paid for her own car, her own credit cards, her own life. That was the deal. I'm not anyone's wallet. She came through the door with shopping bags. 3 of them, designer logos. I didn't look up. Hey babe. She dropped the bags, saw my face. Oh, the dog? I nodded. Couldn't talk yet. Yeah, the vet called me to confirm the appointment time this morning. I figured. She walked past me to the kitchen, started putting away whatever she bought. You want dinner? I'm thinking we order from that Thai place. I wiped my face. I'm not hungry. You should eat something. I'm good. She came back into the living room, looked at me, actually looked annoyed. Babe, you're not gonna be like this all night, are you? Like what? All sad and mopey. It's kind of bringing down the vibe. I stared at her. My dog just died. I know, and that sucks. But like, he was old, you knew it was coming. She sat on the other end of the couch, far from me, pulled out her phone, started scrolling. Maybe we can watch something funny, get your mind off it. I didn't say anything, just watched her scroll through her phone like nothing happened. Like the most important creature in my life didn't just stop existing. She glanced at me, saw I was still crying. Silent tears, but she saw them, and she rolled her eyes. Actually rolled her eyes. Okay, I'm gonna say something and you might not like it, but someone has to. She put her phone down, used her serious voice, the one she used when she was about to say something she thought was profound. Men crying is such an ick. Like, I know you're sad, but this whole sobbing thing, it's not attractive. You need to be a man about this. It's just a dog. The room went quiet. Even the air felt different. Just a dog, I repeated. Yeah, I mean, I get that you're upset, but it's not like a person died. It was a pet. You can get another one. I stood up, walked to the bedroom. She called after me. Where are you going? Don't be dramatic. I grabbed 2 of my old duffel bags from the closet, the big ones I used for camping. Went to her side of the closet, started pulling her clothes off hangers, armfuls at a time, threw them in the bags. She appeared in the doorway. What are you doing? Packing your stuff? Excuse me. I didn't stop, grabbed her shoes, her purse collection. She had 7 purses. Who needs 7 purses? Threw them in. Stop. What the hell is wrong with you? You called my dog just a dog. You told me to be a man. You rolled your eyes at me while I was grieving. I grabbed more clothes. So I'm being a man. I'm making a decision. You're leaving. You can't kick me out. I live here. You live here as my girlfriend. Not anymore. This is my house, my name on the deed. You're not on any paperwork. You're a guest, and guests leave when they overstay their welcome. This is insane. You're having a breakdown. No, I'm having clarity. I moved to the bathroom, started throwing her makeup and skincare products into a bag. She had hundreds of dollars of stuff. Didn't care. All going. You can't do this. Watch me. She followed me around the house as I collected her things. Her laptop. Her books that she never read but bought because they looked good on the shelf. Her decorative pillows that I hated. Her yoga mat that she used twice. Took me 20 minutes. 3 duffel bags and 4 boxes. Put them all by the front door. There, that's everything. What about my stuff in the spare room closet? She asked. You said you'd get the rest tomorrow. So get it then. But don't take your time. She stood there, face red. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. Your parents live 30 minutes away. You have friends. Figure it out. It's 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. Then you better get moving before it gets dark. My clothes, all my designer stuff, you just threw it in bags like garbage. Should have thought about that before you disrespected the most important thing in my life. I opened the front door. Out. No, I'm not leaving. You're being crazy. Tup, I pulled out my phone. I can call the police and have you removed for trespassing, or you can take your stuff and leave with some dignity. Your choice. She grabbed her purse from the pile. You're going to regret this. I doubt it. I mean it. You're making a huge mistake. The mistake was letting you move in when you showed zero empathy for Bruno when he got sick. Should have seen this coming. She stopped at the door. What's that supposed to mean? 2 months ago when his hips started going bad and he couldn't jump on the couch anymore, you said good, now he won't get hair everywhere. 3 weeks ago when he stopped eating and I was up all night with him, you complained I was keeping you awake. Last week when the vet said it was time, you said finally we can get the house deep cleaned. Her face shifted, realized I'd been keeping score. I tried to ignore it, tried to think you just weren't a dog person. But today? Today showed me exactly who you are. You're someone who thinks crying is weakness, who thinks love for an animal is stupid, who thinks being a man means shutting down your emotions. I don't want that. I don't want you. She stood in the doorway. If I leave, I'm not coming back. Good. She grabbed 2 of the bags. I'll get the rest this week. Make it soon, or I'll handle it myself. I can't carry all of this. Make 2 trips or call someone to help, but you're not coming back inside this house. She made a sound like a growl, started dragging bags to her car, took her 3 trips. I watched from the doorway, didn't help. When she finished, she stood by her car. You're going to feel like an idiot when you calm down. I'm completely calm. She got in her car, slammed the door, peeled out of the driveway. I went back inside, locked the door, sat back on the couch, cried some more, but this time it felt different, cleaner. Update. 3 days later, I woke up Wednesday to 47 text messages, 23 from Karen, 18 from her best friend Taylor, 6 from her mom. Karen's texts started apologetic. I'm sorry about what I said. I was insensitive. Can we talk? Then they got angry. You embarrassed me, made me pack my stuff like a criminal. Then manipulative. I'm staying on Taylor's couch. Is that what you wanted? To make me homeless? I didn't respond to any of them. Thursday morning, I was making coffee and remembered the spare closet. She'd asked about it Tuesday night, but never came back for it. I went to check. Holy hell. The entire closet was full of her clothes. Not just full, packed. Racks of dresses, shelves of shoes, boxes of handbags. All designer, all expensive. Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, names I recognized from logos alone. I pulled out my phone, started taking photos. Every item, every label, every price tag she'd left on. Some of these dresses still had tags. $800, $1,200. One coat was $2,400. She worked retail management, made maybe $45,000 a year, split rent with me, paid her bills. Where did this money come from? Then I found it. Hidden behind some shoe boxes was a manila envelope. Credit card statements. She'd been stashing them away, hiding them even from herself. Opened one, $18,000 balance. Opened another, $12,000. Another, $9,000. She was $40,000 in credit card debt. For clothes. I sat on the floor of that spare room and laughed. This woman had called Bruno just a dog, had rolled her eyes at me crying, but had spent enough money to buy a decent car on clothes she didn't even wear regularly enough to keep in the main closet. I texted her. First contact since Tuesday. You have until Saturday at noon to collect your belongings from the spare closet. After that, I will dispose of them as abandoned property. Her response came fast. Whatever, I'll get them when I get them. Friday passed. No contact, no show. Saturday morning, 11 a.m. 1 hour past the deadline, nothing. I called the local animal shelter, the one where I'd adopted Bruno 11 years ago. Hey, this is gonna sound weird, but I have a large donation I'd like to make in memory of my dog. Can someone come pick it up today? They were confused but interested. What kind of donation? Designer women's clothes? Lot of it, maybe $50,000 worth retail. You can sell it, auction it, whatever helps the animals. Silence on their end. Then, are you serious? Completely. Can you send someone in the next hour? We'll be there in 30 minutes. They showed up with a truck and 3 volunteers. I showed them the closet. Their eyes went wide. This is all for donation? The woman in charge looked like she might cry. Do you know what this means for our funding? Good. It's in memory of Bruno, German Shepherd mix, 11 years old, best dog ever. We'll put a plaque up, Bruno's Memorial Fund. This is incredible. They loaded everything, every dress, every shoe, every purse, every belt, every scarf. Took them 45 minutes. I signed the donation paperwork. They gave me a receipt for tax purposes. $52,000 estimated value. They left at 12:45 p.m. At 1:15 p.m. Karen pulled into the driveway. I met her at the door. Didn't let her in. Where's my stuff? Donated. What? Your off-season wardrobe, the one in the spare closet. Donated it to the animal shelter. In Bruno's name, they're calling it Bruno's Memorial Fund. Her face went through 5 different expressions. Confusion, disbelief, anger, panic, rage. You donated my clothes. Every piece. That's theft. That's illegal. It's abandoned property. I gave you until Saturday noon to collect it. You said whatever, I'll get them when I get them. You didn't show. It's now 1:15. You're over an hour late. I disposed of abandoned property. It hasn't been long enough. I gave you 3.5 days notice and a specific deadline. You missed it. That's on you. You assumed? You assumed I didn't want $50,000 worth of designer clothes? Oh, you knew the value. Interesting. How'd you afford all that on a retail manager salary? She went quiet. I found the credit card statements, Karen. $40,000 in debt for clothes, and you had the audacity to judge me for crying over my dog. Those statements are private. You left them in my house, in my closet, not private anymore. I want my clothes back. Call the shelter, get them back. Can't. They already logged everything into their inventory system. It's being prepped for their annual charity auction. Should raise a good amount for the animals. Bruno would have loved that. She pulled out her phone. I'm calling the police. Go ahead. Tell them you abandoned property in a house you don't own, didn't collect it when asked, and now you want it back after the homeowner legally donated it. See how that goes. She dialed anyway. I waited. She talked to someone. Explained the situation. Her face kept falling as they responded. Finally, she hung up. They said it's a civil matter. Yep, you'd have to sue me. And you'd lose. I gave you written notice via text. Set a clear deadline. You acknowledged it and blew it off. Then showed up over an hour late. I have photos of everything I donated, the text exchange and the donation receipt. All time-stamped. All legal. My Gucci belts, my Prada bags, my Louis Vuitton luggage. Helping dogs now. Better purpose than sitting in a closet while you cry about men having emotions. I wasn't crying about that. No, you were rolling your eyes about it while I was grieving. That's worse. She started crying. Real tears, not sad tears, angry tears. You're a psycho. I'm a man who loved his dog more than I liked you, and you made me choose. So I chose. This isn't over. Yeah, it is. She got back in her car, sped off again. I went inside, called the shelter back. Hey, just a heads up, the original owner of those clothes might try to reclaim them. Don't let her. She abandoned them. I have documentation. They thanked me. Said they'd already started processing everything and wouldn't return it even if she asked. Perfect. Update 2. The aftermath. The next 3 days were chaos. Karen created a whole social media campaign about me, posted on every platform. My ex stole $50,000 of my belongings and donated them out of spite. This is financial abuse. Her friends flooded the comments with support. Call a lawyer. Press charges. Blast him publicly. But then people started asking questions. Why did you have $50,000 of clothes at your ex's house? Were you living together? Did he actually steal them or did you leave them? Her story kept changing. First it was, he stole them from my apartment. Then it was, I was storing them at his place temporarily. Then it was, we lived together and he kicked me out illegally. People found the inconsistencies, called her out. Which is it? Did he break into your place or did you leave stuff at his place? Then someone found her credit card debt story. She'd posted about it months ago on some financial advice forum, asking how to handle $40,000 in debt from shopping. Someone screenshot it and shared it. So you're in massive debt from designer clothes and you're mad your ex donated the evidence? Her narrative collapsed. She deleted everything. But her mom didn't stop. She called me directly, got my number from Karen. You had no right to donate my daughter's property. Your daughter abandoned property in my house. I had every right. She's in debt because of those clothes. She needed to sell them to pay off her cards. Not my problem. She should have collected them when I told her to. You told her 24 hours. That's not reasonable. I told her to get everything yesterday. She only took what was by the door. She said she'd get the rest later. I decided later was this morning. She missed the window. You're cruel. Your daughter told me to be a man. I was. I made a decision and stuck with it. That's what men do, right? She hung up on me. Then Karen's best friend Taylor called. You know she's broke now, right? She can't pay her credit cards without selling those clothes. Again, not my problem. You ruined her life. She ruined her own life buying clothes she couldn't afford. I just donated them to a good cause. She's talking about suing you. Let her. I have receipts, photos, documentation, donation paperwork. She has debt and bad decisions. You're heartless. No, I loved my dog. She called him just a dog. That's heartless. I'm just fair. The legal threat came 2 days later. Letter from some lawyer, demanding return of property or payment of $52,000. I called my own lawyer, buddy from high school who owed me a favor. He read the letter and laughed. She has no case. You gave her written notice with a specific deadline. She acknowledged it. She missed the deadline by over an hour. You documented everything. Abandoned property laws are clear. Plus, you have the donation paperwork proving you didn't profit from it. She'd lose hard. Should I respond? I'll send a response basically telling him to kick rocks. He did. Never heard from that lawyer again. But Karen didn't stop. She showed up at my work, the shop where I weld, caused a scene in the parking lot. My boss had to come out. You need to leave, he told her. Not until he gives me my stuff back. Ma'am, this is private property. Leave or I'm calling the police. She looked at me. I need that stuff. I need to pay my bills. You need to learn to live within your means. Please, I'm begging you, just give me something. Anything. One bag, one purse. I can sell it and make rent. Go ask your parents. They won't help. They said I made my own mess. Smart people, your parents. She started crying again. Big dramatic sobs. I'm going to lose my apartment. I can't pay my cards. I'm drowning. You were drowning before I donated anything. You were just drowning in designer labels. My boss looked at me. You know her? Ex-girlfriend. She left property at my house. I donated it. Now she wants it back. He nodded. Understood immediately. Ma'am, you need to leave. Now. She left, but not before screaming, you haven't seen the last of me. Update 3. 1 month later. It's been a month. Karen stopped contacting me after her lawyer told her she had no case. According to Taylor, who randomly texted me one night, Karen had to move back in with her parents. She'd lost her job 2 weeks after everything went down. Started missing shifts, showing up late, spending work hours on her phone, dealing with the debt situation. They gave her 2 warnings. She didn't improve. They let her go. Couldn't afford her apartment after missing 2 credit card payments and losing her income. Had to break her lease early. She's working 2 jobs now. Retail management during the day and waitressing at night, trying to pay down the debt. Her parents refused to help, said this is her lesson to learn. The animal shelter sent me photos last week. They held their charity auction. Bruno's memorial fund raised $31,000. Every piece sold. Designer clothes go fast at charity auctions apparently, even at steep discounts from retail. They used the money to build a new medical wing. Named it the Bruno Memorial Medical Center. Sent me a photo of the plaque. Had his name and "Good Boy" engraved under it. I cried when I saw it, but different tears this time. I drove to the shelter yesterday, walked through the new wing. State-of-art equipment, examination rooms, surgical suite, all paid for by Karen's designer wardrobe. The director found me. You're Bruno's owner. I was. Because of your donation, we can save hundreds of animals every year. Dogs that would have been put down because we couldn't afford treatment. They'll live because of Bruno. Because of Karen's terrible spending habits. She laughed. Well, yes, but also because you made the choice to donate instead of letting her sell it for her own debt. She made it easy, called my dog just a dog. No such thing as just a dog, exactly. I spent an hour there, met some of the dogs they'd already treated in the new wing. A pit bull with a leg injury, a senior Labrador with kidney issues, a 3-legged mutt who'd been hit by a car. All alive because Karen bought too many Gucci belts. Driving home, I passed a park, saw a guy playing fetch with his German Shepherd. Younger dog, maybe 2 years old. Full energy. I pulled over, watched for a minute. The dog brought the ball back, dropped it at the guy's feet. Looked up at him like he was the center of the universe. That look. I knew that look. Bruno used to look at me like that. I got back in my truck, drove home. The house is quieter now. No clicking of dog nails on hardwood, no snoring from the couch, no wet nose nudging my hand while I watch TV, but it's peaceful. No one rolling their eyes at my emotions. No one calling love weakness. No one telling me to be a man while refusing to be a decent person. Taylor texted me last night. Karen wants me to ask if you feel bad about what you did. I texted back. No. She's struggling. She was struggling before. She was just hiding it under $2,000 coats. You could have let her sell the clothes. I could have, but then Bruno's death would have meant nothing. Now it means something. Hundreds of dogs get to live. Taylor didn't respond after that. This morning, the shelter sent me photos of 3 dogs they'd already saved using the new equipment. A pit bull with a leg injury, a senior Labrador with kidney issues, a 3-legged mutt who'd been hit by a car, all alive because Karen bought too many Gucci belts. I'm getting another dog next month. 7-year-old German Shepherd whose owner died, needs a home. Already bought the orthopedic dog bed. Karen called one last time yesterday. Different number. I answered by accident. Did you see the shelter's newsletter? They put Bruno's name on a whole building. I did. That should have been my money. It was never your money. It was debt. I hate you. You hated Bruno. We're even. She hung up. Bruno was a good boy. Best boy. And now his name lives on in a place that saves lives. Worth it.